and Eddie was able to re-kill. That time it was about this. It was hip high.
You got 2 more.
While they're deciding how many timeouts there are, he has in effect taken another timeout. The referee is supposed to have those notations there and answer promptly so there can't be any hesitation in discussion, which winds up to be a timeout. You future referees, keep this in mind. All the fans are eagerly watching this game. They don't really know the outcome because who could? You have your pets, you have your favorites, and yet the nitty-gritty comes down. The action takes place on the court, and that's where the game is won and lost. Want to shut up? We're going to rest. Okay, the score is 16 plays 11. Joe has now got number 17. Even at this point, he has to keep concentrating. Another point by Joe. Hold it. Change the call. Called it out. Now the score, 11-17. 12-17. Joe is getting into an area here where he can find himself in a deep mess. If Golden keeps scoring a few more points and gets the score closer, Joe is going to have his hands full because Eddie is going right for the winner. He doesn't waste time. Tries to direct every shot. Out! Well, Joe's back to the smile again. That's not good. He's got to concentrate. Out! Score, 12-17. Critical serve. Okay. Joe returned the ball high. Eddie brought it back to the wall, and you saw the result. Joe in control. Now, see, he returned it high, but he hit it too hard. He's got to loft the serve back. Just hitting it high and hard is not good enough. You have to buy time to get back into the play. Look at that get. Joe almost made a mistake again. A beautiful run. Eddie almost got it. Ran all the way back into the camera. Eddie had to do it. At any other point of the game, he would have been better off letting the ball go because it takes too much out of you to get a ball back, which the guy will only kill on you anyway. I mean, it looks great, but it tires you out, takes the starch out of you. But Eddie's the type of player. He'll run down every ball. That's what makes him good. He's relentless. 12-19. 13-19. Once you get to the overhead volley and Joe's in the middle of the court, you don't have much of a shot at winning the volley. Unless he gets careless and misses on his own. Look at the control. Look how he uses his body to block out his opponent. Joe is now sitting at point game. The blue is out. Herbie. You, the blue is out.
Oh, they good.
It hit the blue.
Pipey.
The blue is out. Looked like it hit the blue. All right, we have a question here. We have a man on the left line. There's a blue painted line on the wall, which is outside the court. The ball hit the blue. The referee thought it was the line. He's been informed that the blue is out, and he correctly stated that the ball hit the blue, and that's the point. Excellent call.
I didn't recognize it.
There, he looks good. He's still in great shape.
Is he still playing?
Son?
Is he still playing? Racket boy got smart. He went to a
Okay, we're just about ready for the third game, and your guess is as good as mine as to who's going to win. My own personal feeling is that Joe has an edge here. Joe's general court mastery of the shots should do him very well. There's only one fly in the ointment. That's Eddie Golden's tremendous desire. But if you look at the record, when the chips are down, Joe usually comes back very strong in the third game, assuming he puts his mind to it. Okay. But remember, at this level of play, it's anybody's guess as to what the outcome will be. You can only surmise. Okay. Joe got a little careless there. He correctly stroked it down the left line. He just hit it a little too hard. The ball flew over the long line. Another unforced errors. If you're taking notes, which I doubt you are, try and keep a list of the unforced errors in any competition. Then you'll probably find out who the winner is based on how many points you threw away or didn't throw away. Very important. It's mostly overlooked. You see that shot? That time Joe had Eddie all the way off on the right. Typically his idea is to keep racing the guy. If Joe gets a guy in a position like that, he should end the play. That's the second time Joe missed that shot. He missed by a hair. In his mind, he's stroking the ball correctly. Just imagine for a moment, though, if he would have hit that ball 6 inches high instead of down at the bottom. All right, there was almost an avoidable hinder there. Eddie didn't cross the ball, no avoidable, and Joe was able to complete his swing.
Come on, Eddie.
We have the left line referee reading a magazine and calling the left line at the same time. He's going to be in serious trouble if he makes a mistake. I, of course, am on the right line, always paying attention. Wait till you see the blunders I make. Okay, pay attention.
Come on, Eddie.
He's on page 2. Okay, the score, 2 plays 1.
Playboy magazine.
Beautiful move by Joe. Did you see that lift? That's the difference. Notice the pattern there. Every time Joe moves Eddie to the right, assuming Eddie returns it back to Joe's left, Joe strokes it about waist high up the left side. This is the second time he stroked too hard with that left hand. The problem probably is that he started this match off with a glove. Since he wasn't making the shot, he took the glove off. Once you take the glove off, you still don't have that same feel that you had at the beginning. So here's a situation where he's got a glove on one hand, no glove on the other, a wristwatch on his left wrist. Who knows what all that means? Probably nothing. But it's keeping you awake. Are you? Okay, Eddie has a short. Excellent shot by Joe. They're looking at the referee as to what that ball was. It was flat on the line. Out! I'm sitting right on the line here. Have an excellent view of the game. Excellent view of the line. How come mistakes are still made? Nice soft touch by Joe. See, before he was just stroking that ball by moving his arm. That time he actually placed it. Another beautiful touch by Joe. He's got to be very careful at this point because this is where he tends to lose concentration again. And Eddie knows he's going to play hard. Okay. You see the difference in the court games? One man running, jumping, swinging, playing hard, blistering handball. The other man, when he's thinking and concentrating, just making the shots, moves the ball to the right spot, keeps his opponent off balance. Amazing. It's like in a boxing ring. One guy's a puncher who leads with his face like Boom Boom Mancini. And the other guy is like the old Sugar Ray Robinson, who was a dancer, who could move, who could defend. This is a classic confrontation between a guy who knows the moves and a fellow who has to depend on speed, power, and no necessary court plan. He just has to keep hitting the ball. Let's see what happens here. Just keep studying these films when you get a chance. You'll see what I mean.
Good shot, Eddie.
Eddie scored a quick point, but then he threw the ball out to the side. See, this is a peculiar ball. It's not as compact as the small hard ball. So if you hit the wrong edge, in other words, the center of gravity of a bigger ball, you make a little mistake and your error is compounded. It's like hitting it with a paddle. If you turn that racket face just a little degree, it makes the ball go out by your feet. So you have to control this ball the same way. Sometimes the players don't understand that. The other thing you should be aware of, the imperfection of the wall. You could hit one spot of the wall and the ball will flatten out and stay good. It'll hit another more solid part or a part that is uneven and the ball will fly out even though you made the right shot. Okay. We have 4-7 here. It's still anybody's game. Eddie looks hungry. Joe looks like he may be getting a little tired. Joe has got to be able to string those points together. He can't depend on scoring and then losing serve scoring. If he keeps that pattern up, he'll wind up on the short end. He's got to string points together. Golden, on the other hand, has the ability to score one. He can lose the serve. He can score again. But Joe must string them together. He can't keep going in the volleys just 1 point at a time. Make a note of that. Score 6-7. Both these men have the desire of the champion. Each guy wants to win. And that's one quantity that you can't put a label on. It's that inner desire that makes the champion. I don't know if you're born with outs. I don't know if you're born with it. But if you got it, you become a winner. Eddie scores a point, hits the next shutout. Joe is up again. He looks determined. Again, could be the imperfection of the wall. These guys are experienced players. There's no reason for those balls to go out. But I believe it happens to be the ball. Flattens sometimes, outs! And sometimes it doesn't. Okay, imagine this 7-up. Just like the first game. Eddie keeps gradually sliding into position. Slowly, slowly. Now Joe has scored a point. He's got to keep stringing them. Let's see if he can do it. See, Eddie, instead of going down, had he gone farther cross court, there wouldn't even have been a play. I'm sure he just tried to hit the wall, but you saw how close it was to the floor, and that's why he hit it. Eddie's an amazing player. Anybody else who put in that much effort, that much running, that much swinging, would tend to be frustrated when a guy like Joe just drops in shots. But Eddie doesn't think that way. He just keeps moving on, doing his thing. He goes on and on, gives it everything he's got. Tremendous athlete, tremendous competitor. He's got tremendous desire. He looks over at Eddie Frangione, gives him a nod. Eddie calls time. That's probably what Eddie Frangione told him. Took a timeout. Whatever.
Take a rest.
It was a better return. Out! Okay, the score 7-13. Eddie's going to make a move right now. Joe had the shot to the right corner. He had the pass to the right side. He opted to hit the ball back, thinking Eddie was going to run back to the middle of the court. Unfortunately, Joe miscued on the shot. 2 points in a row. This is going to be critical right here. Score 9-13. Eddie's going to be a little more conservative. He doesn't want to lose that serve by hitting it out. But on the other hand, as somebody pointed out, if you don't go for the sideline, you can't score the ace. 3 points in a row. Now to score 10-13. Starting to take on the complexion of the first game. Eddie makes a move to the right. He singes it to the left. Now Eddie Frangione and Richie Spataro are going to increase their encouragement to Eddie Golden. Joe has got to stop him. And he does. Okay. 13-11. Another classic shot. Got Eddie to move the ball back and forth twice and then nonchalantly dropped it in the right corner. Again, Eddie tries the high return, but he hits it back too hard. Again, he's got to try and loft the ball back, but it's not going to be done this game. He's already committed to his type of play, but it's something for him to think about in the future. There's his classic shot again. Most guys just barely get that ball back. Eddie takes that extra step and knocks it in for the kill. That's why he's serving. He seems to be punching that ball for a short ball each time. Okay. Before, Joe was moving that ball up the last line. That time he didn't want to take the chance. He did the classic shot, dropped it near his body, and used himself as a block. Once it comes to the overhand, Joe's in control. Yep, he's going to the overhand again. That's what he did in the outdoor tournament. Timeout, Eddie. Timeout. Back on. Score 17-11. Nice touch by Eddie. He claps his hands together. He's all fired up. He wants to win. Can he do it? He's got a shot. Tremendous desire. Another short first serve. Takes a lot out of you. Punches the ball only to get a short. All right. That's where the Joe's the master. Okay. This is exactly what happened in the outdoor. They were going tooth and nail.
Look at that. Come on, Joe.
Joe thought the play was over. Caught unawares. and loses the serve. But Joe went to the overhand serve in the outdoor, changed the whole game around. That's what he's doing at this juncture. He's got to remember to keep doing that. Nice volley. Two great returns. Eddie ends the play by putting a right corner kill. The play is not over till it's over. Joe is finding that out. Joe calls a timeout.